that watched my last WIP parade, remember that project that I was like, 2 bulbs, y'all, 2 bulbs. Well, guess what? Here we go. We're bringing it back. So, hey friends, welcome back, or welcome, if this is your first time, to the Unfinished Projects Club. I know the name of my own channel, I promise. My name is Jen, your crafty chaos creator. This is the place where no WIP gets left behind, eventually. Hey, I even started that one. It's been a while since I've touched this project, guys. All right, I finished off that thread. That's what I was doing. Okay, now I know where I was. It's terrible, isn't it? All right, so we're going to work on this today. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So today we are reviving my 12 Days of Stitchmas project. This was a stitch along put on by Caterpillar Cross Stitching. It was either 2018 or 2019. Cannot remember exactly the date. I just remember I was doing it. I was actually keeping up with it until about halfway through the year when I decided to start like a whole bunch of other things. As I often do. So, yeah, here we go. You know what? I want to try and do this two-handed because apparently that is the way to go. Can I do it? Is the question. Am I coordinated enough? We're going to find out on today's episode of What? The WIP and Chat. So, anyways, obviously, I'm already in chaos mode. So, grab your coffee, tasty beverage of choice, your WIP, diamond paint along, stitch along, crochet along, knit along, whatever you feel like doing. Let's craft together. Let's see if we can actually make some progress on this, huh? So how have you been? How's your week been? I do want to apologize in advance for any possible banging noise you might hear in the background. It's windy outside, and we have a vent that just, it's noisy. When it's windy outside, the vent gets noisy. So, you may hear that, even though I have a microphone that's supposedly noise canceling. I've come to realize through the editing process that it's not really all that noise canceling, which is kind of sad. But anyways, so be it. So back to this project. Yes, this is a stitch along by Caterpillar Cross Stitching. It was the 12 Days of Stitchmas, as I said. It was a mystery at the time. It is obviously so old that it's no longer a mystery. I would have to look to see if you can actually buy the pattern as is now. Perhaps my editing self will be so gracious just to look that up and throw it up onto the screen as to whether or not you can. But yeah, once a month, a couple parts came out, a bulb or two at a time. I bought the whole kit. It came with threads, fabric, this cute, adorable needle minder. Because at the time I was still rebuilding my cross-stitching stash. So the full kit seemed very attractive to me because then I didn't have to worry about buying stuff. Any extra stuff, I should say. That being said, I did keep up with it for a while. And then I got into other things, other patterns found their way to me. And lo and behold, other things caught my attention and we fell behind on this. I made some decent progress in years past during WIP Go. I would give myself a nice healthy goal of like 6 hours a month on whatever project got called. And don't mind me, I'm counting. So yeah, I was making some progress, but not enough. Because, like I said in my WIP parade, this just needs done. This project needs done. So we've got the little ball topper here. I am going to move on. I like with these bulbs, I like to stitch the inner parts and then just stitch the bulb. So I'm going to move on to some white because that is next highest. So don't mind me while I gather my thread. But yeah, so I kind of got guilty. It guilted me during my WIP parade, I'm sorry. This and a couple other ones, just looking at them going, OMG, if I just, much like my letter R a few weeks back, if I just sat down for a couple hours and worked on this thing, it'd be done. It'd be done. Now, I know this is going to take more than a couple hours because I do know that during WIP Go, when I would give myself about 6 hours or so a month, I'd get a bulb done. So it takes longer than you would think to do a bulb, but either way. So what have you all been working on this week? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I use the loop method. This is I believe, either a 16 or 18 count Ada. And I'm using 2/1. And I use the loop start method. Don't mind me, I have a little knot back here. Not today, ha ha ha. Which means I can start from the front because I can grab my loop and then just pull it behind. I don't know how well you can see it right now because I'm stitching with white on white. But yeah. This week I worked on that letter I fairy that you saw in last week's WIP and Chat. I'm going to try and switch hands so I don't block you. I'm left-handed, by the way, so this is kind of awkward for me. But yeah, I got some decent progress on the letter I fairy. If you check my community tab, I did put a post up about showing her. She is starting to take shape. It's nice to see. My right hand underneath can't find the holes as easy as my left hand underneath can. If you're wondering why I'm like having troubles poking and stabbing here. But yeah, I got some decent progress done on her. I also finished the Sunflower Fields mini. I can't remember if I finished that last week or the week prior. You saw me working on it in another video. But I did finish that. Not too bad. The white, which was the majority of the background, was really tabby. So it what made the background, even though it was all color blocking, go kind of slow because I was really picking through drills. But beyond that, the drills were nice. Forever Young DIY uses resin drills, and beyond that white, there really wasn't much of a problem with them. It was just that one color. I have not done the other mini yet. Also, in the next month or so, I want to kit up their months of the year, because that will be my 2026, well, end of 2025, because I do January's at the end of December, 2026 project, because I'll do one a month. I also have mentioned to you that I found some other projects I want to start. Of course, I will be unboxing an American Eagle. It's a bald eagle with an American flag in the background. Kit. This is from Amazon, Devon Art Club's Amazon storefront. I'm going to be stitching it as a gift. And since I'm fairly certain the gift recipient has no idea that I even have a YouTube channel, I do not have any qualms about sharing it. But I will be kitting that up, including a new to me storage system. So stay tuned for that. Should be interesting. That will be coming up on Saturday, if I am thinking correctly. And then I am still I'm slated to start the Haid Stitch Along Heaven and Earth Designs. I will be doing that dragonfly diamond as a diamond painting. It'll be a cross stitch conversion, so it'll be a fairly large diamond painting. The great debate was, do I do page by page on transparency film, or do I do it on one giant canvas? I am leaning towards the page by page. I may make a tutorial series for the channel. Maybe help calm the fears of people when it comes to cross stitch conversions, because a lot of people get wigged out by them, which I understand. If you're not used to reading a cross stitch pattern, they're really intimidating. My own mother doesn't know how I can cross stitch, like counted cross stitch. Stamped she can do, she'll do no problem, but counted, she looks at this blank piece of fabric and this pattern, and it's like a mystery to her. It's like alien language. Some of us just understand it, some of us don't, and that is completely normal. It's like how some of us understand chemistry and some of us don't, you know? I mean, it is what it is. We all have different strengths. I used to really lean into that when I was a teacher, because as you've probably noticed, grammar, you know, I mean, I can speak English, obviously, but grammar's not my strong suit. And I used to tell my students, I'm not an English teacher for a reason. So, you know, some people can sit down and write a story and without any prompting at all, and some of us stare at that blank page and go, oh my goodness gracious me, I have no idea what I'm going to write. So, yeah, I get it. But yeah, those are some things upcoming. Some projects upcoming along with everything else. I caved, I caved. Couldn't help myself. I know I said I needed to start saving some money for my cruise. Which I still am doing, just not as quickly as I should be. What are you working on as we are sitting here chit-chatting? Please tell me in the comments. Are you stitching? Are you diamond painting? What are you working on? I'm nosy. So, real life stuff. My class that I was supposed to have this week got canceled, so I don't have that stress of how I'm getting my child back and forth to school on time because of my class. So that's nice, because what happens, why it's been more stressful than normal is that my ex got into a car accident. My son was actually with him, my younger son. He called me, it was on my lunch break, in the middle of a class, mind you. Calls me on my lunch break. Well, I think we got hit. No, we got hit. We got hit. Mom, we got in an accident. I'm like, which is it? Are you okay? You could tell he was just very flustered, very obviously nerve-wracked. I mean, they got hit. They were both fine, thank God. Car got totaled, though. Car was totaled, but they were fine. No neck pain, headaches, no whiplash, thank goodness. But yeah, my ex's car got totaled. So he has been without a second vehicle for a few weeks now, and it's just been really hard for him to assist in getting the boy back and forth to school. So I've been trying to step in because his wife's been stressing about it, understandably. And, I don't want to be, a pain in the butt. So I've been getting him back and forth a little bit more often than normal. But this class that was supposed to be coming up was really like, oh, great. Now I have to throw him on an Uber or something so that he can actually get to school on time. And lo and behold, I stressed for nothing. Imagine that. Sounds about right. So yeah, it got canceled. That was nice. On the home front, hubby and I had a weekend without children this week. So we were playing board games. Oh, Lord, y'all. These board games he likes. They're going to be the death of me. So, anyway. He likes those really, really intense strategic board games that take like hours to do. I, on the other hand, have the attention span of a gnat. So within an hour in, I'm already looking on my phone in the middle of turns, and I never win, probably because I get distracted. He always wins. He's very, very good at these games. But when the kids are with the other side, he likes to pull out a board game and sit down and play with me. And I do it because I get to spend time with him, and he has a hard time finding people that want to play his games with him because he always wins. So that's my job as the wife. Gotta take care of him, right? So we did that. We binged on Shogun as well. I think it's on Hulu. It's like feudal Japan. I think early 1600s. The Queen Elizabeth I was reigning because that was mentioned in the show. It was really good. I mean, I watched the whole season in a matter of days. It was really good. I have no idea how they're going to carry on the second season based on how the first season ended, but I'm looking forward to it. So if you're looking for something to binge, go and find Shogun on Hulu. There is a second season coming out at some point. Can't tell you when, because I don't know. Four, five. So yeah, we did that. We watched some movies. Like I said, played his game. I did laundry. All the normal fun stuff. Did not have to drive back and forth to my son's school this weekend, which that was nice. It was the first time in a couple of weeks. He comes home next week because it'll be Thanksgiving break. Last I heard, his dad was going to pick him up and I was probably bringing him back, but I think that'll depend on the car situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Aha, all right, cool. But what I think I'm going to do is end this thread off because it's really getting short and I don't know if I want to play thread chicken. All right. Beyond that, though, one thing I have an issue with, when we're downstairs watching movies, and we watch like a couple, I start to get migraines. I am very susceptible to migraines. It is no bueno. Any of you that get them know. I was recently put on this shot, though, that it's like a once-a-month shot. It has worked wonders, y'all. Before, I mean, my triggers are hormones, weather changes, not enough sleep, stress, you name it, it triggers migraines. Sitting in a certain chair downstairs triggers migraines because of the way it presses my head forward. I mean, when I say very susceptible, very susceptible. And you know, those rescue meds, they'll give you a prescription for like 10 a month. All right, 10 a month isn't going to do anything if over half of the days of the month I'm possibly getting a migraine. I would have to like literally sit down, map out, okay, I took Tylenol at this time, I'm taking ibuprofen at this time, and my migraine meds at this time. Like I would have it scheduled out so that I was round the clock taking something to try and kill the migraine. It was not good. I've had times when I've had my husband take me to the emergency room just because it was just nothing was touching it. I ran out of my rescue med and something needed to give, you know. So this medicine that they have put me on, like I said, it's a once a month shot. It has changed my life. No joke. I have very few headache days a month now. And when I do get one of my rescue med pills will take care of it. This past weekend, it was a little bit worse. Now, I don't know if it had something to do with all the solar activity, because we were having some craziness there with northern lights being this far down south. And I don't know, some people say that affects them physically. We had a weather change. I mean, it's gotten cold. It's definitely pre-winter around here. And plus, like I said, we were downstairs watching movies the other day, and when I'm down there for a couple of hours watching a movie, I can't do like 2 in a row. I'll get a headache. Very sad, very sad. But yeah, this medicine's been wonderful because I can't craft or do anything when I have a migraine because most of my crafts involve staring intently at something, right? And I'm usually wearing some type of readers, so I can actually see what I'm doing, which does not help the eyes, the strain, the headaches. That, and I need to get my eyes checked. I think I need my prescription updated. So, yeah. Not as much got done this weekend as I wanted to because I did have more of a headache than I have the past few months. But again, nothing compared to where we were at before this medicine. If you are curious and you want to ask your doctor about it, just message me on the side. My emails, I can make sure I put that in the comments or this description. You can just message me on YouTube or Instagram. I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but I had never heard of this, and when it was brought up to me, I was like, yeah, I'll give anything a try, and boom. It was like, first month, it was already like, oh my God, I haven't had a headache in weeks. I mean, how many of you didn't realize people don't get headaches regularly until you met someone who doesn't? That's how it was with me and my ex-husband. I mean, everyone in my family gets headaches. I didn't know it was a thing to not get headaches because when I met him, he was like alarmed by the amount of headaches I would get. He's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know what you mean. What's wrong with me? I have a headache. I don't get headaches. I'm like, well, good for you. I do. I don't know what to tell you. I miscounted. Y'all. Dag nabbit. Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3. Yep, miscounted. And I see where. Oh, y'all. Some frogging's gonna happen. All right, so I frogged out the start of that line, but if Editing Jen would so kindly remind Crafting Jen that she needs to fix this S still. I did not take that out yet. Anyway. So, yeah, I think I was talking about headaches and how apparently normal people don't get them. My current husband's the same way. He doesn't get headaches. His mother doesn't get headaches. When she's visiting and I have a headache and I go to lay down or something, she's like, well, what's wrong with her? I have a headache. But I know there's people out there who share the fun and love of migraines with me because I've seen some people on other crafters on YouTube mention it. Maybe it's a thing of how maybe we strain our eyes too much and that doesn't help. I don't know. Or maybe it's just something in the brain chemistry that makes us crafty that also gives us headaches. I don't know. But, yeah. So I was dealing with that a little bit this weekend. But that was kind of my own fault. I know going downstairs and watching movies, 2 movies in a row, is going to do it. Or like a couple TV shows and a movie. It's going to do it. I can't sit down there and watch TV all day anymore. I just can't. It's probably a sign. Like I said, it's a sign I need my eyes checked for sure. But it's just the lighting too. So, what else has been going on? Well, I've mentioned to you all before, I used to have a soaping business. And one of the things I did at the time, I got a vanity plate. Everyone in Virginia gets vanity plates. It's like, I think it's just because they're not that much more expensive than the regular plates. But it's a vanity plate. It mentions the fact that I make soap. At the time I had my soaping business, no one ever asked me about this plate. No one ever said, hey, you make soap. Ooh, tell me about it. Now, I swear, the past few weeks, I've had at least 1 or 2 people ask me a week. It's like every time I turn around. Oh, do you make soap? Well, no, I used to. Still have a bunch. If the zombie apocalypse ever happens, I'm going to be really clean because I've got lots of soap. So it either means one of 2 things. Either, the world, the fates, the God, whatever you want to call it, is telling me to start making soap again, which I just don't know if I feel that, or that I need to get a new license plate. What do you all think? Any other small business owners out there? I know you know what I mean. It's not just making the stuff. There's so much more involved. I even made a joke about it on Instagram with another business owner. She was like, I don't want to have to create content all the time. I just want to make my stuff. And I'm like, yeah. When no one told you that being a small business owner also means becoming a content creator. Because that's part of it too. You are making the stuff, you are shipping the stuff, you are dealing with customer inquiries. You are social media presence. It does become another full-time job. It's a side gig, side hustle. Not so much on the side though. I don't know. I made really good stuff. I mean, and I don't say that to toot my own horn. I just, based on customer response, people that talked to me, people, friends and family that used my stuff, I made really good stuff. But if I were to do it, it would take a while for me to build it back up to where it was, which may be a good or a bad thing. My husband acts like, well, you can just start your soaping business again and maybe just do that full time. Well, yeah, that was the goal back then when it was just trying to replace a teaching income. And it took a while to get to that point. I think the circumstances of the pandemic just kind of created the blow up that I had. And I don't think I'd have that again. And I don't know if I'd ever be able to build it up like that again. And plus just the time involved. I mean, I don't work teacher's hours anymore. You know, I don't have summers off. I don't have Christmas break. So I don't know. I'm counting. All right. 7, 8. Okay. Anyway. I need guidance, people. Guidance. But that being said, yeah, I don't know what to do there. I do know that before in another video I mentioned how I was going to work Christmas break this year, trying to save on days off or time off because I used a bunch unexpectedly, and husband and I are going on a cruise next year, and I don't want to like neglect visiting family next year. I might skip part of our trip north. Well, I am skipping part of our trip up north. Unfortunately, I do feel bad about it, but I just saw them all, so albeit not under the best circumstances. But so he and my stepdaughter are going to drive up to PA for the first half of our annual visit. And then I am going to fly up to where my family lives, because I do not trust myself to drive by myself for 7 hours. I know me. I get tired. So yes, I had to buy an airplane ticket, flying up, and I had to reserve an Uber because there's not anybody that I can think of in town that can drive me to the airport on Christmas Eve. So there's that too. But he'll come up to where I'm at on Christmas Day. That's usually the day we switch from one family to the other. And then we will spend a few days with my family, whom I've not seen since July. And spend a few days there. My boys will not be with us, unfortunately. It's their year with Dad. Sorry. I did it again. I know exactly what I did too. So this is frogging, everybody. Because we're ripping out those stitches. Rip it, rip it. I made the mistake over here. Hopefully I don't have to frog too much. Let me see. Yeah, okay, that's in the right spot. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I was fine. Oh my Lord, y'all. You know, you know, like I've said before, I'm nothing if not entertaining. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, so I made my travel arrangements. So that seems all set. His family kind of was like, oh, she's not coming. I just took 5 days off unexpectedly. I can't. This way now for Christmas, instead of taking over a week off, I only have to take like 3 days off with the way the holidays and weekends fall. So yeah, it just works out. I've only been with my current job for almost 4 years. So, I don't have like 6 weeks of vacation time banked up or anything. Do what I can, right? So what else is going on? Health-wise, I think everyone's fine. My son down at college, he's had a cough. They put him on prednisone. I was just talking to him today, and he was like, yeah, I'm still coughing. I'm like, all right, well, you should have told me that sooner. But I said, maybe it's time for you to call the clinic again. Get that taken care of. Maybe they need to take a look at you, send you in get you a chest x-ray. I don't know. I worry. I mean, it's just, his first time being sick away from home, and I'm not there to take care of him. No one takes care of you as good as mom does, right? I mean, heck, when I'm sick, I still want my mom. But he will be home next week because next week's Thanksgiving week. So I just don't want him to wait longer than he has to if he needs to get something really looked at. He might have to go on another public transportation adventure to Walmart. Who knows? So let me ask you, what do you all do when it comes to making your goals, your plans, your crafty plans, real life plans? Like I said, goals for the upcoming year. It's getting to be that time, and I've seen other people on YouTube talking about thinking about their goals for next year. Every time this time of year, every year, I sit there and think, all right, next year's going to be the year I do it. I'm going to be able to have my 9 to 5, keeping the house straightened, working out. I'm going to work out again. I don't work out regularly. I need to. Crafting, and now apparently YouTube. It's all going to blend seamlessly, and I'm going to get everything done, right? I don't even know what goals to set for myself, though. I know I don't do things fast enough to complete, like, I'm going to complete this many diamond paintings and this many cross-stitch patterns. I just don't have enough time in my day to hit things like that. But yeah, I don't know what kinds of goals to make. I have a brand spanking new planner ready for next year. I do it every year. Get a brand new planner. I'm going to keep up with it this year. Yeah. Do I? No. So, I don't know. I need advice. Anybody out there like really into the planning aspect? I mean, how do you set goals for yourself? Bonus points if you too work a 9 to 5. How do you get it all done? Share your secrets. All right. Well, here is where we are at. We've gotten some things finished here. It's a little hard to see. I think it is coming across camera okay though. But I just want to thank you for sitting with me while I stitch today, cheering on this revival attempt. If you've got a holiday WIP yourself that's hiding somewhere, tell me below so I don't feel so alone. And if you want more stitching, chatting, questionable project decisions, hit like and subscribe to join the club. I will see you for another WIP and Chat next week. And may your stitches be counted correctly the first time, unlike mine. See ya. Bye.